fight the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
There's some sins that you commit that you can't come back from, no matter how hard you try. You just can't, it's like the devil is waiting for your body to quit because he knows in that he already owns your soul. And then I think maybe there's no devil. You die, and God, he says, nah, you can't come in. You have to leave now. You have to leave and go away, and you have to be alone. If I ever no leave, right?
Check it, listen. You're a real step up, and I'm a landmine. Leave your legs dangling, call it hang time. Shout out to all the soldiers who bang signs. Back in the day, I used to slang dimes. This is for the streets, hustling, pushing grams, and flipping bundles. Fuck the government borders, I'm digging tunnels. Delivering the package, cause I'm the real muscle. Wear a ski mask, sports emblems above my brim. Nothing but camo, I'll stomp you out in my Timbs. Take it a step further and start chopping limbs. One day I make it out of hell, something's gotta give. People ask how come the chaos doesn't break me. Because I'm solid, deeply rooted like sequoia trees. The top G, Chuck the God with the iron rod, making devils flee. Staying righteous is something that I can't guarantee. I appear out of nowhere and disappear in the spliff smoke. No one is safe, not even the Catholic Pope. You would own nothing to be happy, that must be a joke. Cause no one is laughing, the war will be invoked. You will be gasping for air like an asthmatic choke. Begging for life, live slump, looking like an addict on dope. Fucking rappers, fucking bombs. Peace of the gods. And I'm out, salute. What's the good? Shit. Forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, yeah. People gotta check out that channel by Dodd. I think his name's it's Dodd A. Murphy. That dude be having me cracking up. He knows the scriptures very well. I think he said he's an atheist. But yo, he gets these Christian people every time. It's funny. I seen this clip of what's this guy? Forgot his name. He did a lot of skits on Saturday Night Live. He's Korean. And he said when he dies, he's not going to go to heaven. Because he don't believe in Jesus or something. His savior is Buddha. And the guy said, nope, you're not going to get into heaven. Unfortunately, Christians be having me dying laughing. They be telling you Jesus loves you and all that stuff. The Bible says otherwise. But it's not what today's going to be about. I'm tired of talking about religion. Where you off on this, my map. I think I'm gonna buy that map. I always forget his name. A leprechaun man and his beloved giant rat. Huh. Interesting. Orc brownies. That's racist. What's good, Maggot? Yeah, Axis left a positive, definitely a positive message. And I appreciate them positive messages. I don't think I'll read too much about these. The Dudin, the what? What did it say? The Dudins of Aten. The reason why I like this map, whoever made it, they added in so much of so-called history. The dragons that you see, the Cyclops. Hopefully I'm not borging out. Blemmies. Blemmy exhibit a high degree of sexual dimorphism? Dimorphism. What the fuck is that? Dimorphism? The dainter of the two is an exaltra, possessing male sexual organs, and are responsible for most domestic tasks. The larger one is a ruta, which are hermaphroditic. They are warriors as well as child-bearers, their eyes and mouth being spaced out to make room for the gestation of offspring in their abdomen. Okay. And I guess you each color aligns with paragraph. Circle, which would be up here where B is, right here. I guess the Portuguese claimed this spot, being one of the few human empires active in Xenonesia. Yeah, Xenonesia, that hadn't invaded and ransacked elsewhere in the region, mostly because they were late to the party. Portugal had an easier time than most gaining an audience with the Big Blem, who granted them this island territory to serve as a base for trade and diplomacy. With the eruption of Islamic fever happening nearby, The bishops of Portugal have launched efforts to popularize Christianity among local Blemmies. Ha! To the same degree, although both the Portuguese government and natives have shown little interest in these endeavors. So now Blemmies are Christians. Give them a round of applause. I don't think Jesus would be too happy. Oh, he forgives all, I forgot. But Jesus, I'm a genetically modified Blemmy. I forgive you, my Blemmy. Huh. Great Circle. The long-term heart of Blemmy. I read that already, I think. Did I? No. So that would be all this purple. The Great Circle. All these islands in purple. The long-term heart of Blemmy civilization. And the only part still left entirely independent. It is the home of the Big Blem, the most powerful and respected of all Blemmy leaders, as well as the most developed and the most populated land of, I think it's Zenenesia, Zenit, especially so after receiving hundreds of thousands of desperate refugees eager to follow the command of the Big Blem, and dedicates their efforts to the preservation of their homeland and the survival of their race. The remainder of Great Circle would prove strong and prosperous enough to make diplomacy and trade more cost-effective than conquest. For the head stalking seas. Okay. Circle burrows, the pink. This pink. UK as stomaching the secession of land, the conniving headman, in exchange for security against even more conniving headmen, goes, the British were an obvious choice, being the most powerful naval force present in Zenenesia by a wide margin. And while they did forcibly capture territory in oh, Ho- Hoshima? I can't even see that. Hoshifima? Something like that. Those lands are veritable safe haven for the Blemmies compared to atrocities committed by the Japanese. The Circle of the Tsar, which is the yellow, or whatever color you want to call that, right here. Still operate for Ukrainians and Hawaiians. Now, this is weird because these lands are way out. These are past the Northern Gate. Alright, we'll do New Derby which is that little hair. The United Kingdom are running that. A warm and a temperate, lush, meadowy plateau that the British managed to snatch from the Japanese, only to use it for gardens and horse racing. Huh. Most of the native Blemmies had been displaced through misleading treaties. Oh, that sounds just about right. Living in small reservations, zoos, or were graciously offered free of cost relocations to Skydora. Yeah, Skydora to escape the Japanese onslaught. Imagine being captured. Uh, my bad. Peace, fools and tools, and candy. Imagine being captured and they put you in a zoo so people can come look at you like an animal. That's wrong for animals. I, that's crazy, man. I think the so-called white man did that shit. Look at the seal. This big seal. It's an alpha male Xenonesian raider seal. These seals travel in sizable groups, are known to wage large-scale battles for territory on the beaches of Xenonesia. Look at that barbaric Blemmy. So there's different races of Blemmies, I guess. And he got Mike Tyson tattoos. Is that Doferosa? I think that says. Japan. The Daferosen. The Daferosen Blemmy were prepared for invasion after the fall of Hoshifima, and put up a formidable fight on their many shores, leaving Japan with only a Pyrrhic victory. I think this is Pyrrhic victory. As the headless humanoids continue to maintain fierce guerrillas in the territory, utilizing any and all tactics to sabotage the Japanese at any turn. Over years of colonial devastation and bloody resistance, most of the Exalta, the Blemmies' fairer sex, have either fled or perished, with most of the remaining population being the hardier Bruta Blemmy. Because of this state of affairs and their desperate lust for revenge, the remaining Blemmy warriors have resorted to a forbidden practice, mating with each other to produce a third variety, the barbaric Blemmy. These offspring are aggressive and simple-minded beings with short lifespans, but possess overwhelming physical strength and durability, exactly what was needed to become the monsters of Japanese nightmares, frequently ravaging settlements and making it impossible for much of the archipelago to be anything but a military colony. Oh, here's this Hoshifima, the site of Japanese calamitous arrival in Indonesia that wiped out or expelled all Blemi from the archipelago, as well as most of the native bird species. Courtesy of vicious Shiba Inus. Shiba Inus? Shiba Inus. I think it's Inus. It is the empire's first and most developed settler colony, recreating their homeland in what is essentially a second Japan on the seas of the New World. Korean Neferbasta. Where do they get these names? Neferbasta. Or Neferbasta. The Korean script being so easy to learn, Korean food being very appealing to Blemi, and the friendliness of Korean drinking culture meant that assimilation didn't need to be forced in most places, but it was definitely the goal. Loi Nahal. Loi Nahal. Huh. Which is right here. The many attempted Vietnamese colonies. This is the one that stuck, and the leadership back home and wringing it for all the resources, labor, and tax that it's worth. All right, we'll do Shah Brele. I think that's the name. Shah Brele. Something like that. Brele or Shah Brele, I think. By the Adiak. What is Adiak? Each island is the fief of a Batavia bureaucrat. Each island is the fief of a Batavia bureaucrat who runs it like a strict feudal lord, extracting extortionate taxes and tribune from the locals, who work tirelessly, also mostly for company gain. And here's more of this Russian Neferbasta. Almost sounds like Neferbastard. I think I read that one though. Nope. Same system of assimilation applied to steppe peoples. Steppe peoples works here. Stay in one place, serve in the army, face untold horrors if you write blem with anything other than the Cyrillic alphabet, and you're fine. Maybe that H is silent over here. But I can't. Kwang Mei. Man, that whatever this is. I know that says Golik, a respectable trading post in tropical crop industry, while smaller islands are home to local warlord pirates fighting each other for turf. Both, however, are beholden above all the trade in Blemi slaves. Wang Koden, which would be this. Blemis are large, strong, and resilient for long hours. For some, there is only one obvious conclusion. This horrid state set up and operated mostly by Vietnamese, but with European, Korean, and especially Japanese interests behind it exist for the capture and trade of Blemi as slaves, either in marauding incursions to other islands or from the local population. Circle of the Sea Foam, technically independent, but really a collection of Blemis who threw away their dignity to grin fake grins and serve rich tourists all day, thus avoiding several far worse fates. Okay. Wow. Yatami. I think I probably butchered that. But hey. Mime Hatami. The result of a short-lived colonial effort by Siam, fake Sam, that had since been cut off from their homeland, came under its own dynasty, a very distant accessory to the royal family, and split the islands between Thai lords and Blemi laborers. And now we got Jobo Ali, the Koreans, right here. Large farmland Koreans ruled by a rotating selection of iron-fisted, hard-hearted, but ultimately practical governors. Okay. What's this? Beyond the Gates. Did I read this yesterday? I don't think so. I do not remember reading all that. Alright, I'll read these white things. Let me check the chat. Okay. The year of the black moon. It has been 380 years since the renowned explorer Ferdinand Magellan had been sent by the Spanish crown to attempt to first circumnavigate this fake globe. When the Trinidad was blown off course, sending it on a journey that would fundamentally reshape how humanity perceived its world and what lies beyond. That fateful detour to take its crew to the southernmost reaches of the world, drifting toward a desolate frozen landscape covered by glaciers resembling a vast wall of ice encircling the known world. Think about that. How can a vast wall of ice circle the globe? That don't even. I mean, it could circle a globe, but not like what they're describing here. Where did I leave off? On its surface, the ice wall seemed to stand as an unconquerable barrier that forbid mankind from going any further. Yet as they approached, Magellan and his crew felt an inexplicable compulsion to keep going. Even when ominous colors began to churn in the sky, when the frozen sea began to froth and boil, and the moon lost its light, their urge to press on only intensified. This compulsion grew into madness as the sailors were gripped by great and terrible visions their minds were not equipped to comprehend. And the mighty glaciers began to crumble before them. Somehow, a fraction of the crew survived for an unknown period of time, for which they were unconscious or unwilling to recall. The seas in their minds had calmed, and they found that a large portion of the glacial barrier had opened to reveal mossy coastal landscapes, bookending a vast stretch of open ocean continuing on past the southward horizon. What one was a wall was now a gate, and the sailors would return to Iberia with the sense that their unprecedented globe-spanning voyage, fake-ass globe, was just the first step of a much greater journey. With Magellan nowhere to be found, Juan Sebastian Elcano led the remaining ships back to the Old World. Finding unrest and upheaval everywhere they went. South of the equator, they found coastal villages ravaged by tsunamis and storms. The destitute people stricken with apocalyptic terror, with many perceiving the black moon as an omen of the end of days. As they moved north, they found less destruction, but just as much unrest. The moon had remained pitch black ever since the ice wall had opened, a nightly reminder to the peoples of every land that something about their world had changed. The explorers kept what they witnessed a closely guarded secret, only telling the tale once they had a direct audience with the King of Spain. Each man recalled what he saw while approaching the ice wall differently. Each of their visions were unique, mostly incoherent and contradictory, but there was a single common element every man could describe in pristine detail. A tall, ethereal woman whose skin was dark as a cavernous abyss, but at the same time glowing with some otherworldly energy, standing atop the glacier wall. Staring down at them with closed eyes. Without speaking, she called out to them, beckoning them to come closer, to join her atop the wall and peer over the other side to see what lay beyond. Dreams of Atlas. Oh, JG's in the house. Dreams of Atlas. Excuse me. Trying to clear my throat like what was that dude's name? Used to be like, let me clear my throat. Who the fuck was that dude? I don't remember. Fuck. What's up, Axis?
Hey, you went dead there for a minute, Charles. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. That's because I
Yeah.
muted it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, man, I've got some research I'd like to send you venturing into. You're aware of the sudden death thing that's been happening as kind of a phenomena, so they say. But it started happening around the same time that the plague came through. And I've been watching videos of these people suffering that sudden death, and there's something that they're seeing or experiencing just before they die that's sending them into a state of pretty extreme fear. I don't know if you've seen this or even are aware of it.
Well, I mean, if you want to send me stuff, yeah, of course. I'll
Well,
look it over.
I've been dealing with other things, to tell you the truth, Charles. And I do need some information in this field, and it does kind of hinge on I guess our kind of platforms, because we're very few in number. But I didn't know if you'd be interested in maybe researching some of that.
Of course, yeah.
And
What?
seeing what you can come up with. And I want to say hey to Maggot. I'm sorry, brother. I was away from my phone, and I just got back to it. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
What plague was this? The plague a long time ago or recent?
No. I'm talking the recent plague, the one that we all had to get the
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Somebody said that it was from between that. Like I remember in China watching people fall over, have seizures and shit.
Right. Well, if you start looking into it, about, I'm going to say 50% or more are experiencing some type of, I don't know what the hell they're experiencing, but they're definitely showing a reaction to something just before they drop dead. And the more that I was looking into these, the more I was noticing that it's almost as if, I don't know, they're hallucinating or whether it's just some type of central nervous reaction to what's happening to them. I don't know. I just know that there appears to be something that they're witnessing that we're not seeing just before they drop dead. And if you do a little research into this, Charles, you'll find out real quick. I mean, there's no shortage of videos on it at all. There's plenty of videos that show these people in that state just before they drop over dead.
Yeah, if you got anything, send it. I definitely want to look into it.
Well, yeah, I can send you some of what I got. I didn't know if you wanted to do some solo research and maybe present your findings here too, because I'm not going to take credit from you. I mean, that's just not me. You know, if you do the work, you get the credit.
I think these people are trying to do they're more or less a cult, and they like to do, I think, dark magic. They want to probably do an ultimate sacrifice, right? Like millions of people dropping dead at the same time. That's what I
Well,
picture with the microwave technology. Like it's gonna cook people like from the inside out.
well, I have no doubt that that's a part of the agenda. It's just a slow road getting there, and the research I'm doing is it's on it's not on that path. I'm headed down a different path at the moment, um, and it's real hard for me to get any type of communication across from where I'm at. But I did think that if anybody would give this field the team gusto, it would be you, man. You and probably some of the people that frequent the panel here would probably be able to research into maybe even somebody that was going through that particular phase of that sudden death but survived it. There was one individual that did, and what they recalled was extremely nightmarish. But I can't foundate anything off of just one person's one person's testimony to what they say they went through.
Do you think these towers, these 5G towers, could play a big role into making it very hot and messing
Yeah,
with the temperature?
yeah, the microwaves that they're using, absolutely.
Because looking, I just found recently in what country, somewhere near Cambodia and stuff, one of them islands, it's so dry, like everything's drying up. It's like evaporating, and all these hundreds of thousands of fish are dying.
Well, the Euphrates is about dried up. You know, um, they're finding all kinds of archaeological phenomena in the Euphrates where it's drying up. But even that isn't, I mean, my realm of research now is in spatial dimension. And being able to transverse spatial dimension, or you can't take the body, and the mind has so many safety protocols that have to be removed for you to achieve these particular states, that when you start getting the information from it, it makes it difficult to communicate with just regular people. And that's what I've been dealing with quite a bit here lately, is the extreme flood of information, and trying to stay relevant and coherent to people, because it's a real individual journey.
All right.
But I was curious as to, after I seen watched a video or two on the sudden death that the one channel was covering the videos of these people going into a state of panic and almost interacting with something that isn't there just before they kick over dead. And I thought, wow, that's coming in on some variable. And as I transverse the states of spatial dimension and proportional dimension, I'm aware of things that are there that aren't necessarily seen. But we'll just call them crazy hallucinations right now from a madman. But I did think that you might be able to journey down that rabbit hole for me.
I just want to jump. I had to look it up because I don't want to. It says this was in Dong Nai province in Vietnam. It says hundreds of thousands of fish die in a heat wave, 140 degrees in Vietnam. Holy smokes, it's in the ocean, they're dying. What?
Yeah.
What are these fucking people in power doing?
Microwave and frequency technologies.
Yeah, they need to be microwaved.
Yeah, they've gotten real serious with their shit. And I've had to get really serious in my research and what I work in.
Yeah, you were speaking last time on molecular structures and stuff goes very deep. Trump, I just watched Trump's speech yesterday. I played a little bit of it. He made so many promises on there. So many. He's talking about, I'm going to stop the one world currency from coming to America. I'm like, I think that was his first promise. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they're all on the same side, and it's not mine.
Right?
And my research has definitely revealed to me that they're not working in my best interest by any shape or means. But I just wanted to jump on here, pay everybody props, give you props, and keep what you're doing. Keep it going, Charles. Don't stop. You're doing a service. You don't realize what you're doing, but you're doing it. And,
thank you. Yeah, if you want to send it, I'll research it, and you could even come on and we could both speak on it.
Yeah, that would be really cool, man. I'd appreciate that, Charles. I got my health care here, but thanks for letting me up, and thanks for hearing me out, and check into that, man, because there's something working on on a frequency, or there's something that's being activated in these people just before they die. And it shows in their movement and their expression.
And what would I
So,
start looking up?
probably sudden death videos, recent sudden death videos, and uh, sudden death, pre-state of fear, anything of that nature into the search engine to bring up videos on it. That's what I use.
Are they
And
calling it SADS, sudden adult death syndrome?
no, it's just sudden death syndrome or sudden death.
But there's a thing now, they're calling it SADS.
Oh,
There used
really?
to be, there used to be the SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome,
Right.
and then there's something, I don't know if it's the same as what you're talking about now, but they're talking about it. It's SADS, sudden adult death syndrome.
That's probably it. That's probably it. And there's a percentage of those that the people look almost terrified, and their head or their eyes are following something or looking at something. And
Right.
there's a few of them that they're actually physically interacting with something just before they drop over dead.
It's like when those like when Britney Spears dissociates, and it's like she's looking at something that's not there, and she's going into like something comes into her, some kind of spirit
Huh.
comes over.
They
Comes over
probably
from the
got that chip in their
from
mind from what's his name?
from the MK Ultra programming. So now it's on a mass scale. The frequencies just put out, just kind
There's
of envelop
something, yeah,
everything.
something's happening that's triggering.
And there's something about the oxygen depletion of the microwaves that works together with
I know
chemtrail
my
and
time dying.
chat and everything else.
Right. Right. You're on it, man. But
You
my
know,
work.
that
Go ahead, Charles.
I was just saying that they're promoting that chip to get it into your mind, and that dude Mr. Beast that's on YouTube, he says when it comes out, I'll get it. He's like, do you know what you'll be able to do? Because it'll be hooked up to all the computers, the chip in your mind. I mean,
Yeah, well, I'm not about all that
fuck
at the
that.
moment. I'm having a hard enough time dealing with my situation without chips involved or other people and their programs racing through my head. You got to remember that all that information is code, and it was either written in binary or it was written off of a qubit in superposition, which is quantum. And that's what we are. We're in a quantum state because we have what little bit of free will we have, which isn't a lot, allows us to be in a state of superposition because we're a potential. And whatever code they wrote, whether you're accessing a new type of internet or the old type of internet, it's still somebody's code that you're processing. And if you got a chip in your head, you're processing their code only.
So I was thinking the nanotech, if they're able to get that in everyone's body, maybe they could hack people's frequencies.
Oh, they can already do it. Yeah, that's been done, Charles.
The Internet of Things with the LED light reading everything, reading the three-dimensional system or environment real time.
Yeah. That's they've already accomplished that, and actually they've gone a little further. Pretty menacing whenever you start really getting into it, and then trying to protect yourself from it or build a defense against it is
Like
a real son of a bitch.
Even the new lights here they have in the back lane that go on at night,
Yep.
the new kind of lights, it's poisonous to all my plants, and you can't even stand to have it hit your eyes, being out in the yard.
Right. Right.
Or-
Well, I know. I'm glad I chose, the particular path that I chose in studying frequencies and vibrations and energies and how the form and function of that works in dimensional space and hyperdimensional mathematics. But it reveals so much that the human doesn't even realize they're being subjected to. And then once you become aware of all these different states of frequencies and vibrations and spatial dimensions that you're actually being subjected to, you start understanding how easy it is for them to operate
I
on a
was
mass
actually
scale.
feeling some frequencies this morning, like I frequently do around here. Frequent frequencies, but
Right.
it's like a buzzing, and I can feel it in my body, and I can see things vibrating, and it's not all the time, but it just goes right through you, everything.
Yeah.
And it has something to do with why there's no damn birds around here at all, and there used to be tons all the time.
These people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, they've done a number, and they're still
But
continuing.
you can control what you absorb into your body. You can defend your body against that stuff too, sort of. Kind of let it pass through you or go around you, sort of thing.
Some of it, yeah. Some of it I find to be more intrusive. But
Yeah,
those
it's
are solid
really
frequencies.
it's really tough. It's really energy draining fighting it.
That's probably what they have all. If this realm goes 360 Antarctica, like the map shows, imagine them putting antennas all the way around. These people can do some damage. If they really wanted to.
Like, there's places in my house now I just don't want to sit. Like, I put metal roof on my house, and I spend all my time up in the attic for some reason. It's like automatic, and I think about going and sitting downstairs, and something's telling me no.
Maybe the higher you go, the less frequencies, but I don't know about that.
Or the metal roof is protecting me a little bit up there more than downstairs.
Get lead paint.
Sounds to me like you guys have got a pretty good hold on this. I've got to jump off here, man. But thanks for the interaction and the time. And you guys are great, man. And if you can, any information you can muster up, I really would be interested in.
Yeah, send me something too, Axis, to give me like a jump start.
Absolutely. So thanks, guys, and thanks to the cat and anyone who catches this later. Do some research, man. Thanks, guys.
Peace, Axis. Have a good day, man.
You too, brothers.
What's up, JG?
Yeah, what up?
Nothing. I was just looking at that map earlier until Axis came up. I like that map. I'm gonna end up looking at that whole map. All these different blemmies and whoever created that to make that story out of history, pretty creative. It reminds me of what's that guy? He mapped the moon out. I always forget his name. Damn it! He has a channel. I watched a video yesterday. I always forget his name. That's terrible. Let me look it up now. I almost bought his map. I think I'm gonna. He has a book, a whole book dedicated to his map. And I think it's only 10 European dollars, which probably means fucking it's cheaper for US dollars. But shipping and handling will get you, because that's coming from Europe. The hell's the name of this? Oh, there it is. His channel is called Vibes of Cosmos. Yeah, this whole thing with these towers and shit, man, and these frequencies, like, if computers, I was thinking one day, if computers are reverse engineered of the human body, right, and they're able to put nanotech in people, they could definitely hack your biological computer. That's devastating, man. If they can figure your frequency out, you're a hackable computer.
For sure. And the Earth systems, so that how we have a natural relationship with the Earth and all those levels, electrical, magnetic, and everything, right? Chemical. And if they're hacking the system and they're hacking us at the same time, that we're part of the system, the natural system that's being hacked.
Oh yeah, here's this video. I had to I thought I uploaded this other video. But I got this video, this guy's recording his grandpa. And when his grandfather dies, you see a little ball of light leaving near his chest, and it starts to go up in the room. And I said, holy smokes.
Yeah, the orbs. I've never seen an orb.
Watch.
I've heard people talk about orbs, but I've never seen one myself.
Watch, check this video out.
He woke up at 6 a.m. when he heard the death rattle.
This is a video of the last few minutes of Dad's life. Mom had been with him throughout the night and heard the death rattle. But she went on to bed, and suddenly I woke up at 6 o'clock. Talked to Mom and said, I think it's the very end. I sat down with him and held his hand.
Of course the video's this little.
As Mark begins to sing to his dad Amazing Grace to help him pass on, this happens. What looks like a speck of light can be seen leaving his body moments after his last breath. It can later be seen next to his son Mark as it flies up and vanishes. Mark believes this was the spirit of his father Joe crossing over.
Damn, bro. That shit almost made me cry. His dad had his mouth open, snoring away.
So that's part of a natural system, right? With the orbs, how the orbs transfer from one dimension to another, or so to say. So that's part of what they can hack, right? Maybe they can capture your soul.
Just about to say that. I heard they can upload all that. See, now my problem is that they can upload our memories and all that. That's still not us. That's just your memories, and like, I don't think they can capture your actual soul or whatever you're I don't know what to call it. I don't know. Maybe they do have the power to do it. I personally don't want to know. I don't want no parts of that. Who would want to be stuck in a world governed by government people mean, if people don't want to do nothing to change this place, as far as I don't want to come back here. This place is done for. Sayonara. What's up, Kimba? What's up,
Not
me?
much. Hey, not much. I want to show you something. I was listening to Access. Listen, how come is anyone really paying attention to what your electronics are doing around you? Like your mood and everything? Put me on the big screen, Charles. I'm going to show you something. Put me on the big screen. Because some of us are already connected, if not probably all of us. Okay, look. I've been testing this lately. Because my awareness level is so high, it's ridiculous. But I'm sick, so I can't stay up here long. I have my TV on right here, right? Sorry, I just woke up. See my TV on? It's a nice fire, because I play like healing tones just on my TV. It's a fire. This thing could play for hours on end. No commercial, nothing. As soon as my own feelings amp up, whether I start to get angry, pissed, emotional, this pops on a very loud commercial. It blasting. And I'm like, I'll be right in the middle of me, trying to deal with something. I'm like, oh my God. And it didn't have a commercial for like 8, 10, 12 hours because I don't let it play constantly, right? So I sit here and I control my emotions. I'm like, okay, now I act like you're going to get really mad, even though I don't want to get mad. Go into that real mad mode. So I start to pick up my energy and I'm like, I start to bring it up. Blammo. It gives me a very loud commercial. It does the same with my phone. It does the same with other things. And I also notice if I'm not in my room, it won't do it. Like as soon as I wake up in the morning, your phones start ringing. I start getting notifications. So who's to say we don't already have something in us through the water, food, whatever, air, that is already connecting us up with the computer?
And it's reading you.
Exactly. I want to know why people still think, this is my question, why people still think they would have to get our permission to control us and put something in us. I think that's an illusion. I think they're already doing it, and it's already here. And if your awareness level is way up here, you sit, pay attention, and play with it like I do, and you actually control the bitches. You control it. I've had my energy so high one day that my TV just went off. Now, whether it was my energy, I don't know, but I did it a few times. Got it so high and elevated, and went boink, it even went off. So again, I'm looking at it as, again, more fear for the people. We want to put something in you. It's probably already in us, because how am I doing this? How am I doing this? The same like when you go outside, you walk outside. For me, I won't hear no birds. I walk outside, they all come alive. You start to hear them. I test it when I go outside my neighborhood. There's no one around. You don't hear a tractor, a lawnmower, nada. It's like silence. But if I just walk my happy ass out in the middle of the situation, all of a sudden the noise starts going off. So who's to say things and people or whatever aren't acting off of us alone? I yield. Again, another tactic. Oh, look outside of you. Oh, don't come this way. You're not going to put this in us. It might already be there. Something else to give us to stew over and be pissed about, and they're going to do it anyways. That's how I see it.
Well, I got something to say on that. Where is it? Let me see.
It gives you the opposite of what you want. It reads you and gives you the...
Yeah, like to aggravate you. And it does a good job, because I'll be sitting here like, okay, I'm getting ready to train, heal, let it out. Some loud Affleck commercial, and I'm like, fucking A. I got to repeat the situation. And I'm like, then sometimes I'm
Watch
like,
this.
off, I turn it off. And I go to do
Now
it.
that you brought that up, Kimba.
Yeah. Hey, that's it. We
Watch
have to make
this.
shit work, okay?
Listen to this.
Because you ain't lying. Even TVs, everything, computers, TVs, are all made in China. I think this is the video.
So if you're running Android today or any Apple iPhone, they know where you go, who you call, what you buy, and what you browse. And they resell that data, your data, to advertisers. Your advertising ID follows you everywhere. Even if your phone is switched off, or if it's in airplane mode, it's still pinging Wi-Fi, it's still pinging towers, it knows exactly where you are. I said to a couple of buddies of mine, we need to do a phone that is not subject to the whims of Google and Apple. If you've ever heard of Pegasus, it's an offensive cyber virus used for hacking phones. The guy that developed that is our CTO. We'll deliver the first 500 units next month. It's our hardware, it's Android based, but it's all our code, our phone, not made in China, supply chain not coming from China, with our operating system, with our own store, antivirus, VPN, and secure messenger. It comes with an actual kill switch. If you turn this phone off and you separate this, it separates the electronics from the battery so that off is off. And we guarantee that none of your data is collected, stored, analyzed, or resold. Our messenger generates a new encryption key every call.
No shit.
Yes.
Incredible.
That's another thing. I remember when you used to be able to take the batteries out of phones. And people, I remember when they started selling the phones, you couldn't take the battery out. And people are like, oh, they're better phones, man. That's better. No, that's worse. Because now you can't turn it completely off. And that's why they did that. They made some excuse that it makes the phone better and the batteries are stronger. No, they're not. Either A, your battery's going to break and you got to replace the whole phone now. Not just the battery. And you can never turn it off. Even if it's off, it's on, like you said. And that sucks.
The best
even if you
phone I have is 12 years old.
Yeah, I bet you can take the battery out.
Yeah, I got a new battery. And the older phones is way better. Like the newer ones they're fucked.
Trash. And they're tracking everything you do. So that means even if you think your phone's off, they could still hit you with frequencies. I mean,
it's the SIM card really that is the real linking thing in it. SIM card.
Talking about technology, look what this guy built. I mean, I don't know what made him think to build this, but it's fucking genius. And this kid or guy has skills, and I think it's creative as fuck. That's wild, man. That is wild. Like, how did he build that? And dude, it's like you're in a real tank.
Yeah, and he could actually build something useful instead of that. with all that ability and
right.
He could build something that something that digs and plants a garden automatically, like a robot vacuum, except it does your garden for you.
I found proof of giants.
Solar powered.
Sorry, go on.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, Charles, did you just say you really found evidence of giants?
Yeah, I found the video, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna wait till it's this little clip of video I accidentally stumbled upon. Sometimes I watch short videos on YouTube and I'll just flick through them just for entertainment when I'm on a bus ride or something. My ADHD kicks in, so I gotta go boring. Nope. You know, you can flick through them.
Okay.
I found this. Now, I'm not saying they're real people. I have no clue. I would like to find that original video. Because there's probably ways they can make people look bigger, but there's tons of evidence of people being that tall, but those people are fat as fuck.
Look like a bunch of sumo wrestlers is what it looked like.
Yeah, bigger than that. I mean, look at the people standing next to them. One person even goes under their leg. But I don't know. Let me check it again. Hold on. Look at that part when the guy's walking behind him. I swear he's shrunk. Hold on. Did you see that? Watch when that guy steps underneath his leg. Am I bugging or is something like digitally wrong? Watch. The next guy. Right here. You seen that? I don't know. That'll be about, those people are probably 12 feet tall. Maybe 11, which that's the size I'm saying these giants are. Titans, I really don't have hardcore evidence for that, even though the mountains do look like, but I don't know. Anyway. It seemed like that person kind of like, that's why I'm doing that map. I would have still been looking at it, but I turned it off to speak to Axis. But that map I'm looking over, I got to find the person who created it because I like it, how they put a story behind it. And they use the Blemmies, the Cyclops, the goddesses and gods, like all sorts of stuff is put into that map. People probably don't even know what map I'm talking about. So I'll pull it up. I'll pull it out. What? No. Oh yeah, I forgot about these pictures.
So is anyone else noticing? Sorry, my throat's messed up. Is anyone else noticing the electronics working with you? Like literally working with you?
What do you mean? No,
Remember I just showed you my TV?
It could probably read your mind. How old is that TV?
Well, this is what I'm saying. It didn't. This is what I don't know. Either I wasn't aware before, so I didn't pay attention to it, or now I'm more aware.
You better go into the settings and look it up.
No. It's none of that. Please, I've done everything. Look behind it, check cords. I do all that. I go all into it. Okay. It's not just the TV though. It's my phone. It's
Your
my
phone
phone when I'm
probably-
using it.
Your phone probably, your phone communicates with your TV.
That's a good point.
Okay, it does. But if you don't have your phone anywhere near you, and you're in here in the room, that's why I'm saying I sit here and experiment with it. I don't just talk to talk, I sit here and play with my emotions.
We didn't say that.
And raise them at different levels. So that's why I'm asking. I asked the question before I can answer. No one said nothing. So I'm just wondering, is anyone noticing that? Like
My
how you
phone, yeah.
actually affect it? Okay, your phone? Okay.
Yeah, when I talk about things, they show up, and it's like, dude.
And it shows up without, does it show up without you even saying or thinking it out loud?
Sometimes when I'm typing, that'll happen.
Okay.
There's things, there's times I feel sick.
Okay. There's that
like my
too.
phone, like they're using that against me or something.
My phone will literally zap me. I'll be using it and it'll zap me, and I start throwing up, get wah. That's why I'm saying, who's to say we are not already connected to it?
I took all my electronical stuff and I put it in the other room. I turned my and I slept like beauty that night.
Well, the more you use it, the more it's programmed to you. It's building the program as you use it, and it's gets stronger the more you use the phone.
I got unplugged. I put my phone in the other room, turned it off, took all the laptop out of my room, and I slept way better than when these fuckers are in my room.
Exactly. Okay, fools and tools. The more you use your phone, it's all around the house, the more it's feeding off of us. Okay, this is a thing. This is where it gets a little scary for me, and I'm not scared of much. What Fools and Tools is saying, I'm not scared of much, but that right there, I'm feeling like the more it is feeding off of us and doing that, like my health every time I get my health up a little, then it goes down again, then up and down. So like I have to do these extensive measures too, to where the Wi-Fi is off, the phone is not in my room. I don't even sleep in my room at night. I go sleep out in the shed, you know?
What if
I go
it's
outside a lot more. So what if when you say feeding off of us, what if in the same turn it's also taking us down? Too dark,
could be
I know. Taking us down.
nanoparticles we breathed in, and now
That's what
they're
I'm
reading your
saying.
thoughts and shit.
What if it's slowly, the more you consume it, it's slowly taking you down at the same time? That's when I'm like, I don't want to touch the shit. No. You know what I mean? You know, like feeding off of us. And then, especially your nervous system. Your nervous system. Feeding off of it. Because I'm trying to build mine back up. And every time I do it, it's like an up and down thing. So I'm over here like, hey, screw that electronic, that. Oh, I even walked. You want to talk about something really weird? I walked through my kitchen yesterday, and the refrigerator door and the dishwasher door both opened at the same time and went, ching, and I was like, oh, shit. I just shut the refrigerator door and the dishwasher door and shut them. And I was like, oh, my. And all I did was walk by them. I walked by them. That's why I said your level of awareness. Because when your level of awareness gets really high, everything around you starts kind of working hand in hand with you a little bit, with you. So with that being said, think about how many people in the world and how many people want things done for them. Like they'd be like, oh, good. Clink, you're on. All I had to do is think about it. I want to plant a garden. Think about it, hit a button or whatever, use whatever equipment. How many people are really going to jump on board with that? Now think about how many people are old and broke down and want it and need it. People are just lazy. And then there's some of us that are just like, no, we're not going to do it. And if we're not going to do it, what's going to happen to us if it's feeding off of us slowly but surely?
It's like you need a car to go to work, but you need to work to buy a car. So why not just forget about them both? You they need each other. You don't need either of them.
I had to jump up here just for a little bit when I heard access, because I know a lot of people want to look at outside things, but when the hell have they ever needed our permission to do anything to us? When? When? Again, that's why I say again. Do they have us looking outside of us? Like, oh no, they're going to bring this in and put it in. It's already in us. I'm thinking, whether, like you say, Charles, nano something, reading the motions when you walk in the room, our minds, the way our body reacts. I mean, look, you know, our phones can read your health, whether you've got diabetes and this or not. My car, even when I'm in my car, because I have a Camry that has that weird technology on it that I turn off all the time when I get in it because I want to control it. Even my car will tell me when to turn on your headlights, when to do this, do this, do this, do that. And if you have certain people that are lacking, they might be like, oh, thanks for the reminder, you know, like talking to a person. But I'll be sitting there in my car like, I know when to turn my headlights on. I know this, I know that. And I'm actually talking to my car now. Now you see me over there going, I know, shut up. Clink, I know, do. It's like trying to take back the power of our mind. That's why I say, the more we keep talking about how we can't control our minds, ooh, they got you even more. I feel like they're like, oh, great. They're really not control their mind. Whoop, we got that one. There goes another one. Do, 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 do. Hence the term cognitive dissonance. What a way to take back control of the people because we're too busy stuck in cognitive dissonance.
My bad. I ran to the bathroom. Peace, Jay Heighton. Lucid.
Yeah, the technology is in a lot of the, like your dishwasher and fridge and that. It has that technology into it.
Microwaves.
Long before it got, you know, the tech was already in there. So now your fridge can tell you when you're running low on butter or whatever.
Man, what do people think about this? I wonder if they tipped this rock over, if you would see the sword on the other side. Boy, forgot what character that is with the toast there.
It's the power toast, man.
Yeah. See, I got this one too. This one's in Russia or somewhere over. Wait, let me get a better view. This one. And you know,
Yeah,
that looks like a cement stone to me.
Just got covered with mud and then solidified, or it could have rusted away, or
Yeah, but this one looks a little harder to do, right? Unless that's cut off. But it kind of looks like they manipulated the center. I don't know. Those look like veins in the rocks, veins of some sort of something.
maybe that's like some kind of electricity that went through it that made those veins. When
Looks like a
Because
great
they-
piece of art.
like
Looks
the
like a
swords
great
are
piece of
electrical devices, right?
Right. I got pictures, old pictures, and remember I showed them where they were using these swords. They would use that free energy and fight each other with the metal swords would have like electricity. I got to dig that picture up, or painting from the
Or maybe they weren't
old days.
fighting, just playing with the technology.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I meant. Play fighting, screwing around.
The old depiction showing the looked like lightning bolts coming off the end of the swords, looking like Tesla Tower or something. Tech.
Tesla tech. Tesla.
Such
Technological
a cliche
thief.
now. Such a cliche now, Tesla.
Yeah. He's a household name now. A thief. He's a thief of technology. Bye, Kimba.
He's one of them. Even if he is a real guy, it's like the character known as Tesla.
Oh, boy, and Kimba dipped. Well, thanks for coming up, Voy. You 2.1 seconds of
fame.
Hi and bye. That's wild that like I always wondered that, you know, if the police really want to catch people, all they got to do is tap into your TV. They could listen to everything. I've known drug dealers that would, back in the days, tell people to, you know, take your fucking battery out of your phone. All types of shit, man. Now people got scramblers where if the police are anywhere near your house, it'll scramble your signal. You can't even use it, your phone or anything.
And someone in the chat said the new phones are 5G only. This old phone I have, I put it on the other one, whatever it's called. It still has the settings where I can choose the network, and it works way better. Doesn't burn the battery nearly as fast.
So let me guess, it works better on 4G.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
I got the same thing, and it sucks on 5G, and it works 100 times better on 4G.
And I don't get the bullshit spam text messages and shit either. I don't know if that has something to do with it either.
Well, this is how they're going to get people to get the new 5G phones. All these people that have these phones here, they're going to send fucking viruses to your phone, fuck your shit up, and you have no choice but to buy a new one. And by then, that's all they'll have. I heard that's what phone companies do, is once you like had a phone for a year, they'll send something that'll start screwing your phone up. It'll like self-destruct. And then you'll just go buy a new one. That's wild.
Yeah, and then there's the thing about, say you try to plug your phone into a car charger to charge it up, the phone will go, unauthorized power source, you know,
what?
shutting down.
Yeah, this technology could be so good, but it's in the wrong hands. Technology is like, it was given to an evil scientist like Frankenstein. Hey, maybe that's how we were created. I never thought of that till like 7 years ago. I was thinking about Frankenstein, how the electricity went into him to give him life. And I said, motherfucker, that's us. We're Frankenstein.
So just before the man-made disasters and fires and shit, they shut off the phone service, right?
Huh.
Anything they figure out, they use against us, right?
Of course.
They get knowledge on something, they use it against us.
Yep.
Of course.
It's like it starts out good and then it just turns right fucking evil.
Yeah, because they know we're not going to do nothing. They just know it. So they love rubbing it in our face, man. Because they know, and I don't understand why we let shit fly so much. I don't know if it's part of the programming, but I always say they wouldn't have tried this in the 90s. They took the newer generation. They had to catch them from, I don't know. But the point is, they know we're not going to do nothing. So they rub it in even more. They put people like Biden in power to make us look like a clown. I mean, who would ever respect that clown? Like, imagine him coming to your meeting. He's got a fucking diaper on. He can't even walk upstairs. He can't even speak half the time. I mean, I'm surprised nobody didn't blow us to smithereens.
Most of the time, it looks like he doesn't know if he shit his pants or not when he's walking up to the stage onto the plane.
Biden was brought up. I got this funny ass clip. Oh no, hold on. Oops, my bad. Oops. Where's air? It is. You guys are gonna laugh at this shit. Oh my god. When I seen this clip, I said I gotta show people this clip. If this is real and it isn't a voiceover, I mean, whoever created this, even if this was a real reporter asking these questions to Biden, it is hilarious. Watch.
Mr. President, in your daughter Ashley Biden's diary, she said you showered with her at an inappropriate age. Is this true? Why are you smiling like that? It's creepy, Mr. President. Please answer the question. Where are you going? Where you going to sniff some kids? Joe! Joseph!
Yeah, that's real. That was real.
Yeah? That's awesome, bro. Well, I give props to that guy who said that. Yeah, and the look he gave, yo, was like, ha ha ha, what are you gonna do about it? Yo, these people are sick, bro. Like, I have no problem. Look.
Yeah, somebody made that video, you know, that's all edited, video shot. Come on.
Well, that's why I was saying, if it's either edited or not, I don't care. Whoever created it, props to him, man, because that's hilarious. Yeah, I knew it was edited, because they're not even going to allow a real person to do that.
You thought it was real.
No, I didn't. I was wondering if it was a voiceover. But yeah, that's fucking hilarious. That ain't even Joe Biden, yo. Who knows who's playing that character? They're all characters to me, all these fuckers, especially Trump. I played Trump's video yesterday of the 50 promises. He thinks he could stop the globalists. I promise you that, what do you say? He's gonna stop, something about Bitcoin, and then he said he's gonna stop the globalists from making a one world currency. Like, dude, stop it.
Basically, Trump's whole thing is opium. He knows how to work on people's emotions. Yep. That's all he's done. He's like a therapist, you know. He's like a.
He's good at telling people what they want to hear.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's polarizing, and that's what he does. He knows how to really work people.
Yeah, like a hustler. He's a true. That's what business is about. Is what he does. He's just, you know, you gotta basically hustle the people, man. Air hustle. Telling them what they want to hear, plucking them heartstrings. You know, that's why I think this really technology is in their favor, man, because they could know everything we talk about and tell us what we want to hear easier.
What's really happening with all these distractions, that's when they really pull shit off. They get us distracted by this political nonsense. And that's when they're really doing stuff like taking away food supplies.
And did you shit your pants? Peace, Little Wing 619. Yeah, this I don't know. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but I'm gonna say it one more time. If they can mold a generation into being dumbfounded and doing all the agendas they're doing, well, maybe we can mold a generation to stop these people, because I'm getting older every day, and I can't wait until Trump disappoints these people. Like the first go around, he did, you know, if Biden wins again, that's clear as day this shit's rigged. There's no way that many people are voting for that clown. And people are making it known, because even Democrats are saying they're not voting for him. A lot of his own people said that, but let's say Biden does win again, right? That's the ultimate proof shit's rigged, and people still vote 4 years later. So Trump's promising he's going to make voting right, and see, I think that's how they get a lot of people. They'll tell you it's rigged, and then promise they're going to fix it. People fall for it every time. This whole system. Just imagine people could wake up and not be materialistic lovers. Don't get me wrong, I love some material things. Not love, but I like some material things. But I would give it all up to go live in the woods and be away from all these psychotic people. I like silence, being by myself, believe it or not. It's just me. I've always liked being alone. Fuck a fucking crowd. Did you shit your pants, Biden? He'll be like, blah, 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 blah. He can't even talk. Like, he's a fucking clown. What the hell are these people doing? Somebody moving out? I'm gonna look at this map. I gotta send this to my laptop to zoom in. I mean, it's not even a map, it's a painting. There's that whirlpool up at the top right. If I'm not mistaken, this map is by the same guy who Urbano Monti probably did this. Why is everyone quiet? Axis, Voy. I don't know what happened to Voy. He probably had to take a deuce.
I'm here. I'm just working in the yard, my friend.
I wish I was working in my yard. If I had a yard to work in, I gotta go to Tennessee, man. Sometime next month, I'm just gonna get on the bus and go. That's my plan. Next month, I'm out.
You
I'm
should.
just gonna go. I'm gonna go check it out. Tennessee ain't too far. You live in the perfect place, Kimbo, right? You're like in the center of Florida. Perfect weather. No snow.
Shit. Yeah, but hot and humid as hell.
Yeah, you could always make it colder. You know, it's hard to make it. Use this map.
Long hoses everywhere. I found an apple, a red apple, fell off my tree yesterday. It was actually.
I thought
red
you said I
instead of
found an
green.
afro. I was like, what?
So yeah, it's hot out here. It's hot as hell.
Yeah, it's hot here. It's about 85. What's up with you, JG, man? You got any trips coming up or what? It's a perfect time for you to be traveling.
Dude, I've been traveling for fucking months now.
Yeah, but now's the time, like the real good time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I was traveling for a few days. I went from Minot, North Dakota, 400 miles to Havre, Montana.
This lady got a tree in her yard and it's bubbling.
I just planted new sage plants the other day. I got 4 new sage plants going.
Sage plants?
Sage, yeah, because I light it around my house. It relaxes me and the environment. You could tell the change.
I still
in the
got
energy
some.
field.
When you light the sage, do you light that whole bundle at once, or do you take it apart and light little twigs?
No, you can light the end of the bundle, but you know what I've been doing lately is because it's hard to stay lit for a little while. I actually take it and break it, like you said, break it up in pieces and put that in my little abalone shell and just light that up because you don't need the whole thing. And sometimes I light it so good it'll start smoking and then my fire alarm goes off in my house, and my family's freaking out. And I'm like, it's just sage. Don't worry about it. Break it up.
Ooh. Fizzle.
Still cold where I'm at. It's pretty cold right now.
Really? No.
Yeah, I'm like 20, 30 miles from Canada.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, I couldn't wait for the summer to get here because, I'm like, yay, pool and all that. But with the way what the sun's doing or whatever that thing is, it's so freaking hot out here that I'm honestly like now, like I want the winter, winter back. And that's not like me because I like the sun. I was born and raised in Florida. I like heat. And now, just as crazy it is, I'm like, I'd rather have the winter back. I really would. Mowing even more here. You got the grass is growing like on steroids over here. And I normally don't mow this much. But because I ground and run around my yard, like a little animal, it's even growing higher and higher. So whatever is coming down is also making stuff grow even faster and crazier. I'm noticing.
Yeah, Florida's pretty crazy. June, July, August.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time in Florida, and I'm not going. Well, I'll go back, but I'm not going back for months. I'll go back for a few days.
Yeah. It's very hot. And see, we used to be known for that here, right? Everyone here wanted to come to Florida to go to, Fort Lauderdale, Daytona Beach. It was like a tourist season. And that ended long, long ago when things started to get out of hand. Then the tourist season stopped. Now you don't see many people coming here. But before it was a big, huge thing, and now it's like not many are coming because it's like, I don't know, just whatever reason they got.
You don't want tourists or immigrants. Like people will say I'm racist and all that. Look, I've never seen this many immigrants in Connecticut in my life. People could say, oh, but America's based off immigrants. Yeah. But, when the immigrants came back in the day, they didn't get shit. My great-grandparents worked from the soil up. They weren't handed $1,400 fucking cards every month. And then, all these homeless people at such a high rate everywhere. I've never seen tents in Central Park, in Hartford. It's everywhere, man. People are sleeping in fucking doorways in downtown Hartford, on church steps. Like, I'm gonna record this shit one day. Everywhere. They're sleeping in business. Like some businesses will have like little hallways and shit. It's terrible. The city is getting real bad. And then you'll see fucking immigrants by the busloads.
Yeah, I mean the mental health of the mind and behavior of people in general, it's gone to shit.
There was these people in court, and it was in New York City, and they were complaining. I think they were trying to sue the city or something about how they're not getting beneficial help and food stamps and all this stuff from New York. And I think, it was New York. And the judge lady said, she goes, you came here. And she goes, what did you think? America's streets are made of gold? What did you think you were going to get when you came here? And I was like applauding to her. Like, these people want, everything. And I don't blame them. I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the government for how they're doing this. Because if I was in her shoes, I would do the same thing. Hold on. I would, like I was saying, I would do the same thing. But I just think it ain't fair to the people. I don't know how they became homeless. But I don't think it's fair to people who lived in this country their whole life, worked, and they're not getting help because all the attention's going to the immigrants, which is purposely being done. I forgot how many they said they let in the 4 years Biden been here. I think over 40 million, or is that a year, 30 million? But Jesus Christ. I'm tired of my tax money going to fucking Ukraine and China and all these immigrants. When is our tax money going to go? And not in politicians' pockets. It's about time our tax money goes to our fucking country. Because in reality, nothing's changing. So we got to live in this fucking reality. And the reality is, this country needs more jobs. That's the reality. And these factories, you know how many, I didn't realize that Pennsylvania was an industrial cities. And all these factories that closed in the last 24 years, all these industrial cities went to shit. People became drug addicted. All these drugs flooded everywhere. All the factories closed and moved away. You know, what did they think was going to happen when industrial factories closed down and no one has jobs? There's no other jobs. You know, not everyone was able to replace their good job. You know, they knew people would be jobless, right? By the millions. So, yeah, this government sucks ball sacks. You know, if it was up to me, I would go into their house myself and lock them up myself and drag them out by their ugly ass face. You know, that's what I would do for treason. When if Trump put these people in prison for treason, he would really win the people over. Like, I don't understand how this dude's winning people over and he ain't doing shit to put these fucking treasonous fucknuts in prison, right? But he still wins the people over. Gullible fucks. I can't wait. I can't wait until Trump gets in and he does nothing again. I'm not talking like it's not that he didn't do nothing, he did nothing to put these criminals away, right? Like, how does Biden and his son get away with all that shit?
Well, always remember, you know, that they're massive criminals talking about criminals. It's kind of funny, you know?
It is. The real terrorists calling other people terrorists. So that's how they always operate, JG. That's how they always operate. They're projecting themselves.
Like when you see stuff, like think to yourself, like, all right, where's the illusion here? You know, it's everywhere. Once you start thinking like that, it's every fucking where you look. When listening to Biden, Trump, people got to be vigilant, you know. But I don't know, man.
I was going to say, I see everything as an illusion if it's outside of yourself, point blank. I don't care what it is. If it's not you and it's outside of you, like over there, it is an illusion. That is how I see things.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you
but my point is, I could do that.
Kind of maneuver and be like, duck and swing and know when do you go there and stay away. Yeah, that's interesting.
People got to be critical thinkers, and
yeah,
that's
I'm
like
always working on myself, but it's not enough.
Being a critical thinker, like that's just necessary in life, you know. Like there's things in life you should shoot for, right? Like not necessary. Like it's what's the word? God damn it.
Well, we got to change what's outside of ourselves.
Yeah, it's like values, you know. It's like values, your morals, your own. We're all human beings. Like there's things you have to do, right? You have to drink water, but you got to keep yourself healthy, right? You got to keep your sharp mentally. Like these are things you figure out. Like psychologically, you can't put stuff like this on the back burner where it's like, oh, I'm just, you know, people give up young or they're defeated at a young age, and you see that at a young age, people are defeated, and then it's just like that's where they stay at, you know, into their adult lives, 30s, 40s, 50s, they just stay defeated. I mean, people do wake up, people do. There are like late bloomers, you know. But really, you gotta stay strong mentally. You gotta ask questions, challenge stuff, be a critical thinker.
What the fuck is going on in my building? People moving spaceships from the 3rd floor?
I mean, the more like
All I hear is
you see how many people there are nowadays. How overpopulated the world is, how many fucking people there are. It's more and more. And, you know, I mean, there's more and more people getting caught up being indoctrinated or caught up being lazy mentally, you know?
And you know
And
what I've
they're
noticed?
vulnerable people. Like, they're the vulnerable people that are, like, the real slaves, you know? They're the epitome of a slave.
Ones that don't ask questions, or like you say, the critical thinking. Yeah.
Well, I think
Like, we're all on a baseball team. We're all on a team, you know?
yeah, I've tried that route, the team route. But
No, I'm saying, but like as human beings, like our mind and behavior, we all have it. We're all going through this, but you know, you can't put it on the back burner. You gotta.
people don't want to work as a team, though. I've tried. People have excuses. I don't like this person does this, and they can't see the bigger picture. They can't put aside some simple bullshit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People don't understand. People don't understand what the fuck they are. They don't understand how their fucking body works. They don't understand like. That's what I'm saying. There's like they're on easy mode, right? Just playing this video game of life on easy mode.
I like that, this video game of life.
Yeah, like on autopilot. They're like on autopilot. And if they have to swerve or make a change, they're like, no, because I got to stay right here on track. And then there's those people that are like, no, we're going to swerve, hit a barricade, hit a few cones. I don't care if I got to knock a few people over. If I got to get the answers, there's some of us that are like that. We're going to do all that, right? But some people want to stay on autopilot.
Yeah, and I'm just saying this because this is shit I've noticed. You know, this is real shit I see, and I'm not even, like, I don't even think I'm on, like, like this insane level of intelligence. You know, I know I'm intelligent. I'm not trying to come off like I'm like, it's just
You're not
shit.
trying to come off like you're above everyone.
Exactly.
Not above everyone, but I'm not. I'm being honest with myself.
JG said, "I'm above everyone," but
No, I said I'm not. I'm not saying I'm above everyone. I'm just being honest with myself, and
yeah,
you know,
that's powerful. Taking accountability.
Yeah, there's always better. There's always smarter people, but I mean, I still see it. Just because I'm not as intelligent as, like, you know, fucking, you get what I'm saying? I'm not.
Explain to me what a narcissist is, somebody.
I'm not this Chris Hedges, articulate person. I'm not like one of these elite people we see that are, top critical thinkers. But that doesn't mean, I can't see the nonsense, Like you can, I think a lot of people, they psych themselves out and they think, oh, I can't reach this level, I can't get to this point.
I've psyched myself out many times.
Yeah, you gotta fucking power through,
Every time I want out, my inner self pulls me back in. My inner thoughts. Just be like, stop, don't give up.
People are sleeping on. People are really sleeping. I see it on Instagram with people I've skated with. There's many different areas where I see this. You see it in reality. You see it with your own close friends over years and years and years, decades of knowing people. They're still indoctrinated. They're still zombified, right? And they don't even know they're zombified.
There's like no heart there. I feel like there's no heart. And I'm going off my own personal experience too, JG, like heart. I would say no heart. And until like my heart broke open, I was still kind of like that. I would say zombified, kind of very cold, blah, 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 just not happy with me in general. Not just nothing, nothingness, I would say. I was in the deep, dark void. But when my heart cracked open, it was a whole nother world. So I see a lot of people like, their hearts are hardened too. They've been through so much crap. I've hugged people, I've given people like that a hug before. You could feel it. It's like hugging an empty shell, because when I hug very deep. Like you feel it, But when you hug some people, it's like you get that. I'm like, I've even said to a couple people, oh, you feel like an empty shell. I've even said that. And I was like, wow, you can feel it and sense it. And
right. So you're trying to level up, you're trying to, the physics of the mind, like you're really studying the physics. Once you give up learning and study, you're defeated. And if you just comply and you're complacent, this is a no-brainer. Like, I'm sure people are hearing this saying, no shit, but do you see it? Like, do you really see it as it really is? Like, we talk about things, but do people really every day, are you really, like, alert and seeing this, like, firsthand? You're just like, boom, this is in my face. Boom, this is in my face.
Yeah, because if you're not seeing it like that, that is a level of compliance, I would say. It's a level of compliance. Because you're not seeing it, you're not aware, and it's just going right over your head. You're aloof to it, and in turn, it makes you comply because you're not asking questions. You're like, this is normal. This is all good, when in reality, it's probably not.
You can be immune to it. Like, some people want to say, oh, I'm immune to the hood. I'm immune to this. But really step back and think, like, damn, this is insane, right? And why is it insane? Because I figured out, I learned about this and this and this, and I'm seeing this with these people, and it's really fucking insane, Like, people have just got too comfortable and immune and entertained by, like, how fucking crazy shit really is, like the psychology of human beings, the mind and behavior of human beings. Like, what the fuck's really going on with people that are just like you? They got an asshole, they got hair on their head, right? Same kind of mind and behavior system. And people are just looking around like, oh yeah, this is normal, Like, oh yeah,
That's part of their plan, to normalize. When you desensitize an individual, and it becomes a normalization. If that's even a word.
Well, yeah,
Normalize everything. That's why the TV will pump out and repeat itself, because it's desensitizing the people. It becomes a normal thing, and then it numbs you, and you just go along with it. It don't bother you as much as when you first came across it.
Yeah, I mean, hyper-normalization is a real thing. Like, that's a real ism. You can call it an ism. Like, that's a real fucking thing they're trying to do. They've tried to do over decades. It's like normalize people, you know, put people into a collective. To the point where, yeah, it's just, there's going to be all types of cognitive dissonance, and like if you are a critical thinker, right, you're going to be sitting around just like, yeah, this is, you know, these people are they got caught up in the nonsense, you know. These people, they're psyched out. They got caught, you know. Boom, you got tricked. You got you know, like you go fishing. They got baited in. They're caught up with the same insecurities about, you know, I gotta do this. The same mind control, the same stigma, and they get stuck with that shit, and it just fuck, man.
That's the part of that construct is religion. Religion does it, politics does it, is where people can't let go because they feel guilty. Like religion, the Jesus thing, you know, they feel like they're betraying Jesus, a character they never met, never spoke to. I think that psychological word is fine, is where they can't let go because they feel like they're disappointing an invisible person they never met. Talk about psychological war. Same thing with all these groups people join, gangs. It's all the same. Beat the person down spiritually and physically and build them up in the slave mind state.
Well, Charles, you brought it before. You said, what's the definition of a narcissist? Remember you asked that? I can't give you the flat out definition. I know a lot of characters, but let me tell you, I recognized even when I went to talk to my neighbors the other day, just my neighbors alone, when I went to spread great concern for what's going on in my niece and just a lot of stuff, normal, oh, no, I'm not going to say normal, parents with any kind of decency would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, would act that way. When I went over to their house, I was crying. I was shaking. You could tell I was in severe distress mode, I would say, okay? I got gaslit by my own neighbors, even by my own neighbors. And I wasn't there looking for sympathy, hugs, kisses, snacks, none of that shit, you know. I was trying to have a conversation, a simple conversation with them, with something that greatly concerned me, between what's going on with my family, her being over there, all the hyper kids we got involved in here, and all the grandparents stepping in and doing stuff with them that, you know, I can't control like their kids. You know, I can't say what they do with theirs. But my own niece, so when I went over there just to have, I say, an open, normal conversation, I experienced my own neighbor was gaslighting the hell out of me. And I recognize that tactic everywhere because I grew up in a narcissistic family.
What's up with this gaslighting? Just explain to me what gaslighting is.
Well, I'm going to go into that. Hold on. And what I'm seeing, a lot of people do it and don't even realize they do it, or do it and realize they do it. Do it to shut you down, whatever. It's little keywords. You got to pay attention to keywords when people talk to you. It's like their intentions behind what you're saying. So you could be talking about something and be like, yeah, well, I don't know. They flip the table on you. It's like a way to flip the table on you to say what you're saying and thinking and believing is totally wrong. And I'm going to shut you down. And somehow they flip that table and they either find a way to insult you, down you, all this other crap, you know? So if you pay attention even to most of the people around you, most people will gaslight you. That means they're truly not listening. You know, they're not listening. And you could tell because you'll be saying something and all of a sudden some weird shit comes out and you're like, what the hell was that? That's a gaslighting tactic. And it's how I feel is just the world and society we've been brought up in and the government, I would say. I feel like the government bred a bunch of narcissistic minions called people. And then people. And then you have the critical thinking people, okay? So the ones who are narcissistic right now and still stuck in those ways, whether they realize it or not, and the critical thinkers are here, those ones over here are bombarding the critical thinkers. That's what I'm getting on my end. So like here in my neighborhood, I don't know many people, but I know quite a few. I'm probably the only critical thinker. So you want to talk about the work and thinking I got to do around here on top of keeping me together? And it's just, that's how I'm seeing, and they're banging up against us more. I'm seeing, like from my end, they're like, so I'm trying to talk to this neighbor. She just kept shut me down, and well, maybe this, and did you ever think about your mother? And blah, blah, blah. I don't over here. I was about to say, bitch, if you, I had to hold myself. I'm saying, I had to hold me. What I really wanted to say was, bitch, if you just shut the fuck up and listen to me, we might get somewhere, and I can get out of the house and continue on with my life, and you can too. But she was too busy roadblock. It's like a roadblock. You put a roadblock up because people don't want to hear it. You know, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to take it in. They just want to say, whatever, I'm just going to shut you down and be like, but there's a lot of that behavior out there, whether people realize they do it or not. Because I will still catch myself and I'll go to say things sometimes and I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Okay. Watch. So that's why I watch my words now. I'm like, watch a little bit what you say because and this was brought up the other day too. Like if you're talking to someone, are they looking to be heard? Or are they looking for a debate? Because most people, when they talk to you, well, not most people, some people, when they talk, don't want to debate you. They're just talking. Like Jay-Z said, a reasoning or reasoning. You're talking and communicating. If other people or something else is over here like, yeah, well, my dog just shit the other day or whatever, and you're talking about something totally different, or they're like, yeah, well, it don't matter. Blah, blah. It's like, that's gaslighting. It blatantly to me says they don't care what you have to say. Don't waste time on it. And the better you start to pick it up and realize it, like for me, I'm seeing so many people do it to you. So many people. And then you try to, wait, hold on, I'm almost done, JD. And if you try to somehow help the situation, you know, like turn it around and get it back, it gets that other behavior even more mad and angry. And now they're going on and on and on. And you're over here like, all I wanted to say was 2 sentences and you blocked me off and here we are. I go through this daily with my mom. Go on.
Yeah, right, because people, they have wrong mentalities, and you can easily beat the wrong mentality. You can easily beat easy mode. Once you get past easy mode, right? People won't gaslight you. They don't even know they're gaslighting you. And then there's people, like, I can gaslight the shit out of people. I know how to do it. Right? There's people that know what the fuck they're doing. There's some people that are, you know, they're shitty at it. And then there's people that are just oblivious to the whole fucking thing. It's like psychology, mind manipulation. Like, you know, people just, oh, you think you're better than us, huh? Like, that's gaslighting right there. That's that redneck gaslighting. Like shit I've seen in my travels. Like people instantly just start to gaslight you because their mentality is toxic. Their mentality is, you know, on retard mode. Right? That's as human beings, that's not how you operate. If you go into a job, you just don't start gaslighting people.
Right.
There's.
But that's one characteristic, Charles. Besides just controlling, manipulating, you're controlling, you're manipulating. I don't know the exact definition, but you're controlling, you're manipulating, you know, and then again, think of a world we're in. A lot of people have already been doing that. You know, like I had to pull myself out of a whole family, friends, ex-boyfriends and all that all did the same thing to me. Actually, my whole life, because I wasn't confident and secure with who I was. So now I could spot it like that. So I'll be sitting over here, something I'll be like, whoa, there was a gaslit statement. I don't say nothing. A lot of times I don't say nothing because I recognize they probably don't know they're doing it. They've probably been doing it their whole life. They were probably taught that. Maybe they do know and don't care. Now, if I recognize someone's doing it and they don't care, I more than likely say something because sometimes I just don't hold back. But if I pick up like they don't even recognize it and they keep doing it, sometimes they try to reason with them or maybe come at it in another approach, you know? Like I'll be like, well, let me try to communicate it in a different way, thinking that might help, you know? Let's get somewhere.
Huh. I want people to check out this guy's channel, Dade Murphy, I think it is. However you say that, Miami Dade stuff. That's his channel goes by. This guy right here.
Excuse me. Genesis 6, verse 6 and 7 would disagree with you, sir. For the Lord regretted having created human beings on the earth. For the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race that I have created, for I regret having made them. And therefore, he wiped everyone from the face of the earth, save for Noah and his family, and of course, 2 of every animal. So, if he didn't make it clear then, let me reiterate it for you now. You mean nothing to the God of the Bible. You are insignificant, irrelevant. In fact, I would argue to say anathema to your God. Okay? Don't get it twisted.
Hello, that guy's hilarious. But not just hilarious. You be on point.
Yeah, but I'd like to see what that guy really knows. I'd like to see his real, like, I'd like to see him in these panels and see what he really fucking knows.
Intelligent.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
He's an atheist thing.
But there's a lot of wingnuts out there.
Check his channel out.
Nah, I'm good. I already know who to follow. That guy's bestie as shit too.
I was gonna say that's another thing I could bring up. How many people, like for me, how many people I went around and followed and read information? For me, I was taking in so much more information. What does that make you do? You start questioning more. Now you start getting more confused. You're like, wait a minute, is it this? Is it that? I'm speaking from my own experience. Is it that? It's that. There was a time when I was watching all kinds of channels and taking the sin. And my head was over here like a damn robot trying to, discern, is that good? Is that right? That's wrong. That's crap. No, this may be good. No, this may be right. And then you get to a level where it's like, you don't really need to look all those different directions. You know what I mean?
I like how he crushes the Christians, and they still be in his comments like, Jesus loves you. He told the guy to prove God exists. And what do? They open the book to quote scriptures to prove God exists. They're regurgitating someone else's writings to prove God exists when they could just look within themselves and find God. But anyway.
And you just proved exactly what I said. You just proved what I said, exactly.
These YouTube Christians, right? You see them all over. You see them in the comments. I mean, all they got is manipulation. Tons and tons of Christians out there, you know?
Yeah, I never see like Buddhists doing that. You know, the Buddhist monks.
Yeah. And the Christians are the first one to hate, right? They're the first ones to hate, judge,
They'll tell you if you
Segregate.
don't accept Jesus in your heart, you ain't gonna go to heaven. They told this guy to a guy who likes Buddha, and like their religion is the right and everyone else is wrong. But what they fail to realize is they're the newest religion, and they're made up of a bunch of different so-called belief systems piled
And their
into one.
mind and then their mind and behavior's been weaponized. I mean, that's the real thing. If you really look at it, like under a microscope, what's really happening is their mind and fucking behavior has just been weaponized, and they're propagandized and hoodwinked, duped.
Yep.
Sterling Ray said it. He said atmosphere and atmosphere. Atmos means leech in Hungarian. And he says the leech off the energy produced by those living in fear. And that's what Christian religion does, is they put you in this state of fear, and they control you through a bunch of, they tell you Jesus and God's doing the things when the government is with technology. It's all part of the plan, They steer through fear. That's why Jesus got the perfect name, the sheep herder. He's the sheep herder for real, for real. I mean, you couldn't have named him any better.
Exactly. The whole Jesus story, I mean, that the story is just a fucking sheep herder in itself. Look at the story, look at all these stories, and think of it like that. Like, yeah, it's all just a sheep herder, right?
All religions, to me, in my opinion. It's how the religions are taught, You can't really blame the book. It's a book, but they take the book and project it in the way they want it to control you. It's used to deceive instead of to elevate. The Golden Web series by Shuron Last is mind-blowing.
Yeah, the predator mindset is strong out there, You got the elites, right? The rulers doing all their mind control, and then you got the victims that become predators.
Yep. The predators become, the victims become predators when they find they can't they start to bully like they were bullied, but they only do it on people weaker than them, they, and still allow themselves to be bullied,
That's part of the conditioning, That's part of the fucking indoctrination. They've been molded. It's like they're military people, They're just fucking out here fighting, like the military. It's all theater, right? It's all warmongering, and you're just a pawn for the fucking elites. And then you got these people that are just pawns for the fucking mind control, That's all it is mind control.
Yeah.
They're pawns for fucking, yeah, you got suckered into gaslighting. That's all you do. You're just a constant gaslight. You know why? Because the dysfunction made you its bitch, right? The manipulation really got a hold of you, and it backfires on you.
I think the greatest weapon ever created would have to be the TV and the radio, the way it's used as a weapon, or even the Bible is another book used as a weapon.
Yeah, propaganda, man.
Everything outside of us is mind control, right? Everything outside of us is mind control. Because you're not keeping control of your mind.
The Bible, right? All goes back to mind and behavior. What else? Video games, mind and behavior. Name something goes back to mind and behavior.
Music.
Right.
Books. Your environment.
Right, to alter your mind, right? It can be made for you to understand, or it can be made
And
for the mind control, you know? There's mind control and everything.
the best way to see how all this stuff affects you is when you go, just go camping for a week, get away from everything, and you'll start to then that week you'll realize how much all that affects you.
Camping, shit, I just have to go out my yard for like 10 minutes and I'm like, it all hits me. You know? All I gotta do, literally, walk out in nature and be like, just after a few minutes, and I'm like, oh man, you were in there entertaining that and that. A lot of clarity comes to you when you're out in nature about a lot of stuff. That's why I'm deep in the nature. It's like you can be walking around and thinking, and as I'm watering and doing things I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, you see that so clearly. Oh, and you fucked up there, and oh, okay. Oh, you know, not to, it all hits you. Just as you're walking around in nature, really start, you know, going inside and thinking, it all starts to hit you, and you're like, oh. And then you come in the house, like I recognize I come in my house, like I am now, they're making me a coffee because now it's too hot out there. And all those answers and stuff, the clarity I had, it's like gone. Because like I said, you're walking like Candy said this before, like a concrete jungle. You're walking in here and it's all electronics and my ding in refrigerator over here for my ice maker. But as soon as you walk outside, everything is like whoosh, comes rushing in. It's marvelous.
Yeah, I was in Denver and I camped out for a few days and really just thought about everything, and I'm smoking weed and I'm really thinking, like really getting deep into my thinking, and you know I'm going back, like I'm thinking, man, I'm out of the illusion now, right? I'm out of I'm out of the TV, right? I got to go back into the TV, and you go back into the fucking, you know, the program, and you just see like you're just ready for it, right? You're just like, all right, you know, I'm gonna, even before you go into it, you're just like, all right, I'm prepared. I'm gonna see this, you know, back to all this.
And you're back on autopilot. That's the thing. Oh, okay. So when you go back out in nature, you're free. You're free to wonder and be. But as soon as you walk back in your house, you're on lockdown. You're on confinement. So it is like another form of a prison. You walk back in your house, it's just in here in my bathroom. You walk back in your house and it's like, you're compressed. But out in nature, you're free to think and be and do what you want. Okay, it may look corny, but I just thought about that, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you do a few days just thinking, like you spend time in the woods alone, just thinking for a few days. That'll just show you what all the fucked up shit, right? You'll see it. You'll just be thinking about, like, damn, how fucking fucked reality is. How human beings have really fucked life itself.
Yeah. And then, like, for me, sometimes it's like, okay, now I'm done with that. Then I do come back to here, like, you know, like back to the machine, I say, you know, because I'm not going to lie. It's comforting, you know? I mean, let me compare it. I was just outside in the heat, right? I'm here in Florida. I was out in the heat. I could sit out there and swelter and play with hoses all day, go in my pool. Did I want to at the moment? No. So I broke away. Let's break away from outside, whatever. Came in my house so I could cool off now. So that's a good analogy to how people wouldn't want to break away from certain things. You know, you still want that, like, I need to cool off. I want to get a coffee. But then again, those can be comforts. Those can be considered comforts for me, you know, because I'm comfortable now. I'm a lot more comfortable than I was 5 minutes ago. But people finally want to give up all their comforts.
what's fucking people is the cognitive dissonance. What's fucking people is like the is reality itself. Is waking up to what's really going on. That's where that's where the hill starts to climb, and it's very tricky for people. It's very off-putting. It psychs them out, scares them, causes anxiety, causes fear.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like the deep end, like people are like, oh, like, when you hear people say, oh, dude, you're crazy, right? Or, oh, man, that's fucking insane. You're testing those waters? It's like, hey, man, those waters got to get tested, I can see you're shook, but I'm testing the waters.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good analogy, right? Like, I want to go deep sea diving. What, you want to stay in the shallow end? Have fun with your little snorkel and your little bucket and everything. I'm going to be out there and, yeah, exploring even deeper. Yep.
I mean, if you walk around and do $40,000, huh?
Flying mobile home.
You guys want to keep speaking? So I'm gonna step away for a second to go cook these eggs.
Well, see, technology still helps us, but you gotta know how to use technology to help yourself. Like if you're on YouTube just watching shorts all day, that ain't helping yourself. If you're on Google, like looking up fucking mind and behavior, studying what MK Ultra is, like figuring out, how voting really works. Like if you're using it in a fucking wise way, technology is going to help you.
In a healthy manner, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, there's ways to use things, You can use that apple to eat it and maybe smoke some weed out of it, or you could use that apple to throw it at somebody or smoke crack in,
That's a good analogy.
I'm gonna jump off here in like 20 minutes. Fuck it. I'm hungry. I gotta go cook some food. Which what do you got in your plans, Kimba? You got a garden there, right? Got a nice piece of property there.
Yeah, it's just hot as hell out there. I gotta take breaks. I gotta come in for a little bit, then I go back out, come in, go out,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a few things I can do. I can always whip up stuff to do. I'm getting ready to make these garden boxes. Since I have my sage plants and little things, I want to start making those big garden boxes on the ground so I can start putting vegetables in there. So I'm over here thinking, me and my son are going to do it, whether he wants to help or not. He's going to do it because he's 20 and he lives here. So me and him are going to make them. It's cheaper to buy all the stuff. But I'm sitting there thinking it's June. Can I get them made and start planting and possibly produce vegetables like, whatever, tomatoes, cucumbers, any of that, lettuce, any of that before winter hits? I don't know. And if not, I'm going to do it for next year. Because the winds and weather that comes through here, it knocks everything over. Plants already fall over. So I'm going to have the big old, that barrel thing, but we're going to make it. So like when you say, JG, looking up good stuff, I'm always doing that. I'm over here like, how do you build this? How do you make this? How do you do this? Actually, I've been programming my own brain. I would like to say with stuff I want to do, which is what I like stuff I want to do. Like before I started painting, I watched those acrylic painting videos on YouTube for like a year or two straight. I was engrossed in them and I was watching them. And every time they had some little tool, I'd run out and get it in my yard or house, would start putting everything together, saving everything up.
Kimba's a good artist.
Then I was like, now you're done. who needed art class, and I started doing art, and I was like, oh, you can do this, and you're good at it? Damn.
That's Kimba's artwork. Let me see if I could cover that.
I got like 20 pieces. I still need a resin.
There we go. I covered it.
I'm scared of the resin, though. It's very
I love
sticky.
them. I love your paintings.
That one's nice.
If you had people put orders in, you'd be booked forever. It would be never ending.
I know, and I already have a couple people doing that. But let me tell you, you know what's really disgusting? This is one thing I hate right here. When you ship anything to anybody now, even if it's an envelope, a small box, the shipping charges have gone up so much, it's ridiculous. So even if you want to ship, and again, I see this as they don't want people to help other people, you know, and the money grab, and also the money grab. So I'm over here, like my last painting, I had to send to Washington State, which is clear across the country. When you went to FedEx, they wanted $120. I was like, what? My mom actually went in there.
That's wild.
I know.
See,
and I'm
this shouldn't be
surprised.
happening in America. We got to take control of our country, man.
I know. Well,
Smack
I know.
these hags up.
I know. Well, listen, Charles, what happened is normally my mom complies with everything. She's always the one to tell me, why can't you just go along
I wouldn't.
with that? And I know.
100
And I
and
was
what
like,
you said?
I just don't. 120. So what she did, what she actually did, is she kicked in her critical thinking, and she walked away. Yeah, she walked away, and I was like, thank you. I hope you didn't pay that. I was like, because she knows how I am. She knows not to bring certain things to me, because I would have been like, you went where? FedEx? Grab my keys and first, see you later. And that's when she's like, get back here. And I'm like, no. I'm going to go down there. They ripped you off. I'm going to go take care of it.
My grandpa had a heart attack.
He went to
120 bucks. My grandfather, I could hear him now.
So she went to UPS. She ended up spending $56 instead. But it cost $56. That's what I'm saying. $56 for me to ship a painting. And it's one that's a little bigger than yours, Charles. So now if I do
That's
paintings,
ridiculous.
I have to include some kind of weird shipping charge in to someone else because of the system. See, I don't like that. I don't like that, and I'm not like that. So I'm over here like, I really have to put together how I would do it, because I already got to include the price for canvas, and now this high, ridiculous shipping costs. I want
It's because a lot of businesses people have at home.
myself. That's what I want to say. But again, this is a good analogy. How else am I going to get it there? I'm not going to get in a car and drive it and fly it and go by submarine and go to Washington State. So we had to fall for the money grab and comply to $56 by UPS. We had to choose one or the other. It was either 56 UPS or 120 FedEx. That's weird. FedEx and UPS. Okay, so the feds are more expensive than the US. Kidding. But see, and you had to choose, or they won't get it. And how many people are always going to be in the thing where you choose this or that? See, that's where they get you. Choose this or that. That or that. And if you don't get none of that, can you take care of it on your own? Wow.
Yeah, I'm about to jump off of here.
Hey, can you play that Chris Hedges video?
Damn. I'll play it next time.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but I mean I got to switch over to my laptop and all that.
I got you.
Where did you put it? In the back? I'm gonna copy the link.
Yeah, if you want to.
I'll upload it.
Yeah, well,
tomorrow.
I mean, You should check out Hedges, Charles.
He's that the skateboarder?
Nah. He's a American journalist, but he's on some Snowden shit. You know, like that dude's been he's been calling shit out for years, decades. He's just kind of like watching the TV and just telling you what's going on. You know, like he's just calling it how it is.
I'm gonna check it out later.
Yeah, that sounds like something down your alley.
I just want to go cook, get it over with.
I'm having
Also,
eggs and bacon.
I got a question for you guys. Do you know about Bill Cooper, William Milton Cooper?
Yeah, I heard of him. William Cooper, didn't he used to have a radio show too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died though. It was yeah. He said a lot of stuff. I don't want to say predicted the future because no one really predicts the future, but he knew what was up. He called it. He said the country is going to get taken over from the inside out.
William Cooper. Looks like I can't even talk. William Cooper. Cooper.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from? Okay, Cooper. Okay. William Cooper.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm getting out of here too. I'm gonna watch some of his videos. He's got some good. He's got his. I think his radio shows are on YouTube. Like all of them are on there.
Yeah, he has a channel. William Cooper.
Yeah, he exposed Alex Jones too. I watched a video yesterday, and he's just calling Alex Jones out on all this bullshit. Basically, what Jones does a lot is that dude gets so carried away, and he just rumor mongers, right? Belief mongers. He's just pushing all this propaganda. I mean, that dude is a smart dude, but you can see with his mind behavior, he's so fucking in over his head, and he's so pressed mentally and like fucked up in the head, extracted by insanity type, that he's getting carried away and saying all types of nonsense. They really got to his mind, and he really fell victim to the madness, He does say a lot of truth. He's there is good and there is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
That's what I thought too, that they got to him, and yeah, because like you said, he said a lot of truth, and then acting really crazy and like an overload. I don't know. All
yeah,
right, Charles,
thanks
I'm
for
gonna get
coming up, Kemba, JG.
Got to. I want to go back outside to have my little break.
All right. Yeah, I'll see you.
And
Have a good
who
day.
else was up here? Peace.
Oh boy, for one hot minute.
Boy, Axis.
Hey,
Peace,
Kimba,
man.
I film all my videos, Kimba. I seen your comment, and I'm like, come on. I film everything. Everything you see, I film.
Okay, I know you did, but when I first saw the skateboarder in front, I was like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "No," because you'd have to be holding the phone and recording it. It sounds like that's not you.
JG
Well, yeah,
has some good stuff on his channel.
I know.
I
Yeah,
told him he
I
should record his trips more and just edit it, or 'cause I would love to see a lot of these trips. You're gonna need a better way to record your trips, something with a big battery. But yeah,
It's not the battery. It's I'm just showing you glimpses. I have a video I just edited. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna get copyright striked if I use this song.
probably.
But
You could find uncopyrightable. They have music that can't be copyrighted. You should put some of that. You could Google it.
I'm trying to use like specific songs and specific stuff. I don't want to use like some fucking
Well, do you want to get paid from it?
No, I'm not trying to get paid. I'm just as like my
Oh
own.
yeah, use it then. Who cares if they copyright it then?
If I put it up, I'm not sure if it'll get copyright strike. Like I've seen with other YouTubers, they'll put up songs like full songs, like Nas songs or like Steely Dan or some shit, and they
All
don't
the
get struck.
copyright means if they copyright your stuff, like, because it's their song, like the owner could copyright it, and then if you get paid, they're gonna get a good percentage of it, or probably all of it. But
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I see how some people edit videos and they use songs, and then you'll see, even like in the YouTube description, it'll show the song, you can click on the link, and it goes right to YouTube. I'm trying to figure out how, like, what they've done, how they got away with that, or, you know. Yeah, I got a video I just edited, I'm going to put up. But it's really just showing you, like, fucking a POV of what you're seeing, and more time, and you know, there's more time you're seeing on the rails and whatnot.
yeah, peace to the chat, and I'm gonna jump off of here. Appreciate you all. Have a great day, and check you out tomorrow, most likely, unless the world ends.
Yeah, Charles, some shit you just gotta, you know, you don't even gotta talk about it. You just gotta show people. You know, here's video footage. I don't even gotta tell you what's going on. You know, put yourself in the video. Put yourself in that position.
That's true. I mean, you don't have to do it like Stove the Hobo, but I mean, that was his style and way of doing it. You can just put music in the sceneries enough. Like, I used to think he would go overboard sometimes when he would be like saying where he's going and you got to do this, and like, I don't think he knew the police watch. Like, he's telling people where he is, and it's like, dude, you're going a little too much. The bull.
Yeah, I mean, that was his style. He just, instead of being like,
I liked it.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still making videos. He's still. When that dude was hopping trains, they knew he was hopping trains. That's the thing. And he's you know, he didn't give a fuck.
I think so far, Shoestrings, I don't know. His stuff was, you know, I'm not trying to diss the man, but I didn't like, some of his stuff was all right. But when I found Stove the Hobo, I watched every single video he made. I love that video. To this day, I'll still watch him. He's been dead, what? He died in 2017. Damn, 7 years already. Holy smokes. But he passed away doing what he loves. You know, he hopped on the train and then the train hopped on him. Oh, that's fucked up. Okay. Well, yeah, peace to everyone. Peace S. Flat Earth Nation, look within. Naga, I see you all. I'll check you out tomorrow, man. I'm out. I'm hungry and I need to go eat. 13 people are in here. My favorite number. Peace.